Okay, so we are live now. Just double check. Yes, I can see that we are live. I hope the sound is fine. Okay, so hello everyone, and welcome to our session today. I hope we have a very special topic to explain to you about AI and knowledge base. We will have you today a journey from moving from traditional knowledge base to modern knowledge base using AI and Copilot. So let's kick start. Okay. Again, this is for people attending inside our community. This session is being recorded and will be posted on social media. So if you don't agree to be recorded, please leave the session and you can watch the recorded later. Okay, our agenda today. First, I thought it's better to give you an overview about data vs information vs knowledge. So to get a high overview about what is the difference between them and what is the actions to transform from one form to another. After that, we'll get to the transformation actions, how to transform data to information and information to knowledge. And then we will introduce a GIGO computer science principles, which introduced in 1957 about the garbage in, garbage out, to understand that and how this impact the quality of the knowledge. After that, we will get understanding the knowledge base essential requirements, and then understanding the core actions of the knowledge base, and then walk you through our journey from traditional to modern knowledge base and what we are trying to do. And then give you the traditional knowledge base basics to understand what are the characteristics of the traditional knowledge base, and then the modern knowledge base and the difference between traditional and the modern knowledge base. And after that, we will introduce the overview of GitHub Copilot and give you some tips and tricks and how to use it. Of course, we'll give you an overview, and then I will give you what are the demo as a high overview, then hand over to my colleague Rahab, which will walk you through to the demo. And in the end, if we have a question, if anyone has any question, we are welcome anyone to ask. Okay. So data vs information vs knowledge. I thought, as I explained, it's very important to distinguish between the three terms of all of them. So usually the data is unprocessed, unorganized. It requires processing and organizing to give meaning, insufficient for answering question or decision making. On the other hand, when we're talking about information, you process the data, you organize the data, it has context, it has meaning, useful for analysis and decision making, helping answer some of the questions like what and where. Usually, transforming the data into information doesn't require adding extra information or processing the data with an extra information, but it just changing and organizing the data. Easier to understand and communicate. But when we start looking at knowledge, it is more intelligent because it's applied information combined with experience, insights, and intuitions. So you start adding more knowledge into the information to transform the information into knowledge. So it combined experience and insights with the existing information. Help answer how and why. So it's not just answer what and where, like the information, but it answer complex questions like how and why, enable decision making, problem solving, and answering questions, and contextual experience-based and often subjective. Can be shared through training, mentoring, documentation, or practice. This is our core for our community, of course. The knowledge base is one of the very important asset, and of course for any organization. Okay, so transforming data into, as we explain the difference between data, information, knowledge, we need to understand that we have certain actions that we process on the data, information, knowledge, by collecting, cleaning, organizing, structuring, analyzing, experience, answering, to, in the end, build the value and the wisdom of the knowledge. So it's a lot of process organizing and combined with experience and insights in order to add that to transform the data to information and to knowledge. Okay, so GIGO, garbage in, garbage out. This concept or principle was introduced in 1957. I'm not sure how many one of you heard about it before. Does any one of you? Did any one of you hear? Nothing? Okay. In computer science, principle of GIGO, or garbage in, garbage out, it's just emphasized that the quality of the input or the quality of the output, it depends on the quality of the input. So if you have a garbage, in as an output, this is because you let the garbage to be as an input or part of your input. This is why making sure that you're cleaning the garbage, not allowing the garbage to be. I can hear myself. I'm not sure if this is from the LinkedIn. Let me close LinkedIn. I think that was. No, still hear myself. Anyway, so uh, yeah, so you processing the garbage, you make sure that cleaning so you have the best quality. So you have a reliable and unbiased, accurate, and very high quality data. Okay, so the essential requirements for the knowledge base. First, accurate and verified data. So this is one of the major actions or requirements, that you must make sure that your knowledge base has accurate and verified data, organized and structured, contextual relevance. It's relevance to your business, your organization, your culture, your values, updated and maintained regularly. So again, information or knowledge can be outdated based on changing in the policy and the regulations. So you make sure that you update, maintain regularly. Uh, Searchability and easy navigation to find the information that you would like to have, or the knowledge, or to answer the question you would like to have. Clear language and explanation. So you don't use jargon or any expression that is not correct, it is complex to others to understand. And visual aids or examples. So you use illustration, workflows, mermaid, or, to illustrate the ideas and give more, uh, uh, you know, um, extra explanation about your information and knowledge. And feedback for improvement. So you allow people to give feedback to improve the content in regular basis. So we can see that we have like around core actions around building the knowledge base, verifying, validating, cleaning, removing outdated structure, add context, and all of that. So it's traditional or modern knowledge base. It's all about doing all these actions. Okay. So with traditional, we're doing that, all of that manually. With modern knowledge base, we will use AI to help us, practice or act or doing most of the core actions. we are not here today to cover all the core actions, but we will cover some of them. Okay. So to just to give you an example, each core action has a specific or desired workflow. It's a complex workflows that we must make sure that it really covers all the needed and give us the exactly requirements. For example, if I talk about asking questions, it starts by one of the member of our community, for example, asking questions. If this is a poor question, so no, this is a good question. Then is this question need refinement? So yes, refine. So we work on refining and improving the question, and then waiting for community members to answer the question. If it doesn't require any refinements, we just waiting for community to answer the question. But if this is a poor questions, we start looking at if this does the poor reason exist in our knowledge base, like the characteristics or the fact or the criteria of the poor question. Did we explain that very well in our knowledge base? So if the answer yes, we must warning the member, and of course we guide them to the knowledge base why this poor question, and they should verify that before asking, and of course close or delete the question. If the poor reason is not in our knowledge base, we start adding this reason and we start improving the knowledge base to keep our knowledge base more valuable and updated. This is just to give you one example of the workflow, and again we will use AI to help us in several workflows. Okay, to just to give you an overview about our journey from traditional to modern knowledge base. So we start moving from traditional to modern knowledge base. So first we started with Stack Overflow. This was in the beginning, and unfortunately we found it's very expensive when we started growing. I remember the invoice for the Stack Overflow, it was about $2,000 or something like that when we started having in the community. So we moved and migrated our knowledge base to question to answer, which is an open source Q&A platform similar to Stack Overflow with less capabilities and features. And then the third phase or stage is now we are migrating our knowledge base from question to answer to GitHub and Copilot, which is all the AI capabilities that we are going to show you today in our session. Okay, so traditional knowledge base basics. So let's understand exactly the workflow for traditional and how this different from the AI. So when we start looking at traditional, so members again, they start asking questions, building the data. So they using tags or comments on the question, upvoting the question, or maybe interact. We spoke about the social learning and how every action is adding or adding value or just like consider as a garbage. If you don't add value, actually you just making a problem. Anyway, so members start asking questions or interacting by tagging comments or voting or like, and then the community heroes, they are responsible for the governance, the cleaning. They start focus on transforming or make sure that the data or the question is information, and then transforming that to knowledge. And this is usually happen by identify the rules, the guidance. For example, what is the characteristics of the good questions? How to ask good questions? What is the criteria of the bad or poor question, and so on. So they start to cover giving the guidelines to make sure that people understand that, and they start the editing and refinement whenever it's possible. And again, once this happens, this start indexed in the knowledge base database, and member can start finding answer by just searching for their answers or searching for knowledge or information, asking question for searching for existing question. I mean, as we explained, the knowledge base used to answer questions, decision making, or any relevant, valuable actions. When we start looking on the modern knowledge base, so it is the same. But here, instead of using Stack Overflow or using question to answer, we would use GitHub. So again, our members and community using GitHub, maybe tags, comments, upvote, like. So we're using a GitHub as a platform for our knowledge base. And again, our heroes will start governance and cleaning the same way, but instead they will use AI for refinement and all of that, the same rules and editing. And this will be using Copilot, GitHub Copilot. And here, instead of people searching for the information, this will not be the usual search. Our knowledge base will be used as to feed the AI. So AI can build like an AI chatbot or an AI model that can answer your question. So it is not a search-based answering anymore. It is just an AI model that can answer your questions. Okay, what is the impact of having garbage in your knowledge base? So either it's traditional or modern, having garbage in your knowledge base can have a huge impact. But can anyone answer the question, what is the difference between garbage in the normal or traditional knowledge base vs the garbage in the modern knowledge base? Anyone from the attendance can answer this question? Okay, so in the traditional knowledge base, if there is garbage, you will not be able to find the information or the question you want. But in the modern knowledge base, having garbage, it means that you will have completely wrong answer, which will misleading you. So it's even dangerous, more dangerous, or the impact with the AI is even more. So you must be very careful about that. Anyway, skills of asking questions. You need to understand that the impact of asking bold questions, and you must learn how to ask good questions. Again, if you interacting with traditional knowledge base, you will not be able to find your answer. You will not be able to ask the question. If you interacting with modern knowledge base, maybe the answer is there, but you don't know how to ask a good questions. So it will be usually unit challenge to find the answer because you don't know how to ask the good questions. So you need, and this is why prompt engineering is really very important, because uh, if you if you can ask the good question, you will find the answer. Okay, so just to give you a quick overview about GitHub Copilot. Uh, GitHub Copilot can be used with your favorite IDE or integrated development environment, with VS Code, Visual Studio, GitHub Codespace, and others. And the main idea of the workflow is just you start typing and it takes the context from you and send that to the Copilot, which behind the scene, it sends that to you know, the AI model. Here is OpenAI, but can use other model as well, as Rahab will show us in the demo, and then bring you with a suggestion or answering your question. And again, this is using larger language model, which in trained by public repository. actually to use that. And of course, you will see in our demo, you can use that with public repository or private repository as well. And once you open the Copilot either from GitHub or from the IDE, this is using authentication to validate your license and working with the Copilot token that, with every request, send or the suggestion is giving back. There is several subscription plans for GitHub Copilot. We are very happy that now we have GitHub Copilot for free. It has some limitation, but this is very good. Of course, there is some other different capabilities between the free, the pro, business, and Copilot. And this is just an example of the difference between them. But of course, there is more features, and I would recommend visiting this link to get more information about the license and the subscription. Okay, so the demo workflow, Rahab will show today several demos. The first one will be covering the traditional knowledge base, how we're usually using something like Stack Overflow for finding the knowledge or asking questions. And then she will walk you through of using the modern knowledge base with GitHub and AI and GitHub Copilot. And then in the end, she will give you some extra information about GitHub and other information. Okay, I think that's it. And I will hand over for Rahab then to show off the demos.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, before sharing the screen, hello everyone. Our first session in 2025. Another interesting topic in GitHub knowledge base. And when Radwan mentioned that this is the third migration for our knowledge base from Stack Overflow, then Q2A platform, and now we are migrating to GitHub. With combination with GitHub Copilot, and we'll see the journey of this transition from traditional way and modern way to use to manage knowledge base. So we have today two demos. The first one is this journey from traditional to modern, and the second one about Copilot license and how to use it in different platforms like github.com and Visual Studio Code, and also how to manage how to manage the policies of GitHub Copilot. So let me share my screen and get started with the first one. You can see the screen.
Yes.
Okay. The first demo, we are going to see again the journey of transition from managing knowledge base using Q2A, which is the knowledge base, an open source knowledge base platform, and using in modern way using GitHub and GitHub Copilot. So let's get started in the first part in the traditional way. This is our Q2A platform knowledge base. We have all these questions, 13 page, as you can see. And one of this question is this one, which talking about how session recorded access is structured. So as you can see here in the answer of the question, we have the free access period for video recording, which is available for free for 1 week, and all this knowledge. So let's imagine that I'm a member of the community and I would like to know how long the free recording session is available. So let's see how we can get answer for my question in the traditional way in our Q2A platform. So here we have this search bar. So let's search by using this two keywords, session recording, and click search to see the result. Here, as you can see, it will give you all this list of questions. So this is the first page, third page, we have 5 pages and all this list of the question. So what happened here? What happened here is searching. It took these two keywords, session and recording, and start searching by these two keywords and list all the questions that has one of these two keywords either in the question title, description, or in the answer. So all this list of the questions has maybe session in the question title, description, or answer, or may have recording. So using or operation to list to search and list all these question. So it's my turn. It's my role now to list to how to say it's my role now to see all this question and see which one has the exact answer for my question. So let's check this question. Is there a limit? And yes, I can find my answer here. It's available for free for 1 week. So what if I would like to ask a specific question, not searching by keywords like how long can I watch a session for free? This is my question. I need an answer, a direct, quick answer for this question. How long can I watch a session for free? Let's search again. Now, another list, another huge list. So it's not 5 pages, it's 7, not 7, 8, 9, 11, 13 pages. So as I increased the keywords that I search by, it increases the list of questions. So all this list maybe have how keyword or long or can or I or watch or a session and so on. So again, I will go through all this question and try to find the question that has the exact answer for my question. And we find this question in the third page. So let's open it. And here I find an answer for my question, but after a long effort and time, a long time. So this is the answer. It's available for free for 1 week. So this is the traditional way in using question to answer knowledge-based platform. Migrating and transitioning to GitHub, we are migrating our knowledge base in GitHub. So this is GitHub, a repo, a private repo in our private organization in GitHub. And in this part, we will see 2 ways how we can manage knowledge base or how we can use GitHub as a knowledge base platform in the modern way. The first way is using a private repo or a repo. Either it's a private or public repo. So using a repo and structuring the knowledge into markdown files inside the repo. So this is this is the files for questions. Each file has a question and answer, migrating from question to answer. This is the first one, talking about the limit to watching the activity video recording, the ones that we already have seen in the Q2A platform. And another one talking about new joiner, the difference between new joiner and past joiner. And to just give you a quick overview, we in our community, we dividing our members into categories, new joiner and past joiner. And here is all the information related to this topic. And also we have another file, markdown file. All this information is in markdown format. So this is another file, another question and answer, talking about the process for submitting a session and speaking. We have in our community, we have an activity call, which is call for speakers. So any one of our members can submit a session and speak in it. So this is the process for this activity. So let's navigating to the repo and see how can we use GitHub Copilot to help us finding an answer to our question in just a second. So from this icon at the top here, open it. And as you can see, it uses this repo, which is KB demo, as a reference for the Copilot. So let's ask our question, which is how long can I watch a session for free? So let's see how it will answer our question. Yes, that's I'm searching for. I'm searching for this answer. You can watch a session for free for 1 week. This is the answer for my question. No huge list of questions, no searching, no searching. It's just answering your question directly in just no time. So let's see how we can ask another question. When do members transition to past joiner? So this is the answer. Member transition to past joiner after the initial 3 months period from joining the mentor program. So let's navigating to the specific file that has this knowledge and see and verify if this is correct or wrong. Here, transition to a past joiner occurs after the initial 3 months period. So let's do asking another question. What is the reason for having new joiner and past joiner? Why is these two categories?
This is very smart question, Darham.
Yes. So the mentor program categorize member as new joiner and past joiner to encourage active participation and structured growth, and all this give you some information about new joiner, past joiner, and also complete the reason for this.
And the good part, Rahab, it is not copy and paste, right?
Yes,
It's
yes,
not just taking the text and just to give you the text. No, it answer your questions based on that. And this is why you have asking a very good question. She find a good answer. And by the way, if there is a good question, we might add its information to our knowledge base to improve answering the questions. But
yes.
again, to answer, we need a good question first so we can have a good answer.
Garbage in, garbage out.
Exactly.
Yes. So here the structure emphasize effective type management and prioritization, motivating member to take their learning journey, and so on. Another question about the process of submitting call for speaking session. Can I submit a session and speak at an event? Let's see the answer. Yes, you can submit a session and express your interest in speaking at an event, and also not answer that yes or no, but also give you the specific steps that you need to follow to submit a session. So this is the first step. Ensure you have been a member for more than a year. The second, provide as much detailed as possible in your proposal. And the third one is to submit your session and give you the specific form link to submit your session. Let's check this answer. Yes, you are definitely interested. And this is the steps to first one. And the second step and the third one. So let's ask the same question. Can I submit a session and speak at event, but in another format? This is the third case. Let's ask the same question. How can I share my knowledge as a speaker in the community?
Very smart question again.
Okay, to share your knowledge as a speaker, you can submit a session or a speaking proposal and also give you the steps that you need to follow to submit and share your knowledge as a speaker. So this is the first way of using how to use GitHub as a knowledge-based platform and use Copilot to give you answer for your question in no time. The second way is to use a discussion of the repository. So this is the discussion. I also added these three questions, the same topics, the same questions. So let's open this one. Just a second. Let's open this one. As you can see here, we have the question title, question description, and also you can upvote the question, add react to the question. This is the answer. All this in markdown format. You can mark answer as an answer or unmark it. Also, you can upvote and react. You can add reply to the answer. Also, this is the category for the question. It's a Q&A, and also labels. If you remember in Q2A platform, it was tags here. As you can see, we can use labels here in GitHub. And also this feature, I love this feature, which is the history of the answer. You can which was not found in question to answer platform. In question to answer, if we update or make any addition or edit any answer or question, there is no history for this addition or for this edit. But here we have this history. This is the first version of my answer. As you can see, all in green color, which is all this added, the first version. And the second version here in this red color, which I deleted this line. This is editing. And the recent version, which is adding this line again in this green color. And also, as you can see at the top, the time that you make this change. And who also, again, let's see this. Who also made this change. As you can see, the first version by Rahab Abu Talib, the second one by another account, and so on. So this is the third one. So let's see how we can use GitHub Copilot again in discussion. Open Copilot and ask the same questions. Let's open a new conversation and get my questions copy. And best here, how can I watch a session for free? How long can I watch a session for free? You can watch a session for free for 1 week, and also give you the link for the specific discussion that has this answer. This is the answer. Another question, when do member transition to post joiner? Give you the answer again. And the link for the discussion that talking about this part. Another question, what is the reason for having new and post joiner? It will give you the answer. And also, how can I share my knowledge as a speaker? You can share your knowledge as a speaker by submitting a session proposal, and give you the steps to submit your proposal, and also a link for the discussion if you would like to have more details about this question. So that's it. That's it, the journey for using traditional knowledge base, using Q2A platform, and modern way using GitHub Copilot, GitHub.com as a knowledge base platform, and GitHub Copilot as your AI tool to answer your question in no time. So the second demo. The second demo talking about Copilot license and how to use it in GitHub.com and Visual Studio Code, and also how to manage GitHub Copilot policies. So let's get started. Before getting started, as Radwan mentioned, there are different plans for Copilot. We have free. Before free, it was only available for free. GitHub Copilot, it was available for free only for 1 month, and after that you have to pay. You had to pay $10 by month. But fortunately, after December 2024, it was available for free for all GitHub users. So this is the first plan. We have also Pro $10 per month for developers who want unlimited access to GitHub Copilot. As the free plan has some limitation, we'll see it later. And also business for teams, and enterprise for organization. And also you can use GitHub in your favorite platform. You can use it in github.com, Visual Studio Code, Visual Studio, Xcode, JetBrains, and all these platforms. And this is the comparison for features. Here for chat, message, and interaction, free plan has up to 50 message and interactions, only 50 message and interactions per month, and it's unlimited for the other plans. This is the limitation for Copilot free. And
so
also
you need to be wise when you if you want to be
exactly.
if you don't want to be money, be wise. Okay.
So ask good questions before using it.
Yeah.
Okay. And also code completion, real-time code suggestions. It's only up to 2,000 per month in a free plan and unlimited in other plans. And all this comparison for all features and how to get started with each plan. And also how to get started using GitHub Copilot in these different platforms. So let's start by see how we can use it in github.com. So this is my account on GitHub. You can find this icon for Copilot at the top here. No configuration, no nothing. It's just you can find it here and open it. Once you open it, it will start by asking you to select a repository to get started, to ask a question, and also give you the search if you would like to search for a repository, to start chatting about it, and list the recent repositories. And also if you would like to, this is the list, and also if you would like to start by general purpose chat. So let's start by searching for in repos, like let's type WordPress. So when I type WordPress, it will list some of public repositories that have WordPress in its name. So let's search for WordPress Automation Toolkit, which toolkit that we were working on under DevOps Visions. So this is the reference now for Copilot, this repository, DevOps Vision WordPress Automation Toolkit. So this is repository WordPress Automation Toolkit under DevOps Visions community. So this is a reference. So let's ask Copilot some questions about the repository. So let me ask, tell me more about this repo. So it will start by answering your questions. This repository is described as WordPress Learning Automation Toolkit, and it lists the programming language that the repository use, C#, and the percentage for it, HCL, and shell. Let me ask another question. What functionality does this toolkit offer? It will list the feature and the functionalities of this toolkit. So here, this is the overview for the toolkit. This is the services it provides, the purpose and the feature, adding user, removing users, membership update, read user data, secure password, and all these features. And also it gives you the prerequisites before using this toolkit, and give you also the specific file that if you would like a readme file for this repository, if you would like to have more details about this repo. So let's navigating it. So this is the readme. So as this is a good readme file, so you have a good answer for your question. You can also use Copilot for your repository in your account. So let's navigating to this repo, learning GitHub action under my account, and it has some example and workflow, GitHub action workflow. One of this is this workflow, which build and deploy .NET application to a web app on Azure. So let's open a new conversation. And as you can see here, whenever I switched to this repository, it use this repository, the current repo, as a reference. Currently, this repository as a reference to it. So you can also add attachment. You can attach a file, folder, and symbols. You can also attach repository extensions. So let's attach a file using the current repo, and let's search for this file, Azure Web App.NET Core. And now it uses two references. The first one is the repo itself, and the second one is the file that I would like to ask specific question about it. So let me explain this workflow. Will take some time and give you this GitHub action workflows designed to build and deploy an ASP.NET Core application to an Azure web app, and start by breaking the workflow down and describe and explain each section. So here is the workflow name, environment variables, trigger, permission, jobs, and each component of the job, steps. Here, this is the step, the job to deploy, and give you summary. As you can see here, this workflow helps automate the deployment process of an ASP.NET Core application to an Azure web app, ensuring that the latest changes are built and deployed efficiently. So that's it. Let's see some setting and how to manage policies of GitHub Copilot. You can find here under setting from your profile this section, code planning and automation. Here is Copilot, and here you are using Copilot for free, and this is the limitation 2050. And if you would like to upgrade to Pro to get unlimited usage, you can upgrade to Pro from here. And here some features. Copilot in github.com, it's enabled by default. Copilot can search the web. You can disable or enable it. And this is the different models that Radwan mentioned in the slide, how we can switch using different model when using GitHub Copilot. So this is for Cloud 3.5, you can enable or disable, and also for Google Gemini. Let's see it here. If we open Copilot and maximize the screen here, let's open a new chat window. Here, as you can see here, this is the default is GPT-4, and you can switch using another model like Cloud 3.5 and Gemini 2.0 and so on. Also in the privacy, here you can enable or disable it. Also in this privacy section, you can allow or block suggestions that matching public code. From here, I allowed it. You can also allow to use my data for product improvement, allow or disallow. And here, if you would like to disable Copilot, how to do it here from this setting here, under visibility, this setting show Copilot, you can enable or disable it. It's enabled, but here, so you can see this icon here. So if you would like to disable it, just disable. And when I disable it, let's navigating back here and refresh the page to see if the icon still here or not. No icon. So if you can't see this icon, check this setting in your in the setting under your profile. So let's enable it again and refresh. It's here now. And if you are a member of any organization, it will list here the organizations, and if you can ask admin for access, and so on. So now we have seen that how we can use Copilot in GitHub.com. So you can also use Copilot in your favorite code editor. So here you can install Copilot in your favorite code editor. You can use it in Visual Studio Code, Visual Studio, Xcode, and all these editors. So let's see a quick example on how using Copilot in Visual Studio Code. This is Visual Studio Code, and I have this script. Here, this is the icon for Copilot. Open the chat window, and let's open this script. And here, let's use /command explain to explain this script for me. Let's select all the script to explain the whole script and click enter. It will start by explaining the script. Here is an explanation. This script automates the process of bulk adding user to Microsoft Teams using data from an Excel spreadsheet. And all this explanation for the script. This function and what does this function do, and all this explanation. So that's it for the second demo.
Yes, this was very impressive, Rahab. Thank you so much. It was really amazing. Okay, so that's it. I hope, I think the people will appreciate that, the people that using our knowledge base with the old, and you know what they expect about that, so they will appreciate.
Especially when we have many questions in our knowledge base, it will be difficult to find an answer for their questions quickly.
Yes, exactly. But again, it will not help you if you can't ask good questions. Again, you need to learn how to ask good questions. You need to learn how to add value to existing knowledge base so you can get your answer. Thank you so much, Shahab. Okay, any question anyone would like to have any question or comment or anything? Yes, Hosam, please.
Yeah, thank you, Rehab and Rodwan, for this great session. I just have a question related to GitHub Copilot. I wanted to ask about, is there any way to make the Copilot aware of the full context of the repo? Because I know that Rehab showed that I can pass a reference to some open files or something to have the answer specifically for my whole files in the repo.
Yes, you can answer, Rahab, please.
Yes, when we start, it asks you to select a repository as a reference to start your chat. So,
yeah,
Yes.
I mean, if I ask a specific question, so it's not related to the open file in the GitHub or something, but it's fully aware of the full context of the
yes,
this
when
was
I
my question. Okay.
yeah, so in my first demo, when I first or second in my second demo, when I start searching for WordPress automation toolkit, and let me show you again. So I will share my screen. Yes, this is the demo. When you can see screens, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so when yes, I'm here in my profile page. Okay, so I'm not in any file or any repository. I'm here in my profile and open Copilot and search it for this repository WordPress automation toolkit, and it references now this repo automation toolkit under this organization.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it's out of my profile at all. It's a public
Okay. Yeah.
repository.
Yeah.
So here and I ask my question, tell me more about this repository. It will give you this quick overview about the repo. So I asked another question, what functionality that the toolkit offers? It will start by searching for the repository and find the specific file or files that Copilot use as a reference to get the answer for your question. So as you can see here, it gives you the answer, and at the end give you the specific file that has the answer, which is the README file. I'm not opening the README file here. I'm not opening the repo. And this is the README file here.
Okay, I got it. Yeah, thank you.
So,
No problem.
Yeah.
So yes, Hosam, it's the context. It's all the repository, and it's indexed or indexing the content of the repo. You can read more about the content indexing for the GitHub Copilot, and this is why it takes sometimes in the beginning when you start adding files to the repo to get indexed to to be added to the context.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay, no problem. Any other question? Okay, if this is the end, okay. So thanks, Rahab. Thanks everyone for joining us today, and we would like to thanks again and wish you to see you again in other sessions. Thank you.